Claudia, welcome back.
Thank you, Richard. I'm so excited.
You are, I think, one of maybe 2 guests that we have brought back for an update, for a "Where Are They Now?" And I'm calling this "Catching Up with Claudia." Like, that's what I'm calling this, and I think, it's gonna be so much fun to talk to you. When we last spoke, it was 18 months ago, which is so unbelievably hard to believe, right? We sat in our studio in front of the river, and we had this amazing conversation, and thank you for that, by the way. You were deep into pop-ups and you were deep into, figuring out your branding. You were deep into just I would just say figuring it all out, right? And, 18 months later, what feels different to you, Claudia?
Wow. Honestly, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
Time really does go by so fast. That's
Doesn't
why I
it?
can't sit around and just waste it. But, I feel like 2025 was the year where I could grow the most
Mm,
and learn. But there's always learning though. The learning never ends, but I just feel like 2025 was like the road opener for
yeah.
what's coming in 2026. And I feel
Mhm.
like I've been getting myself prepared
Mm,
for whatever is going to happen, and I'm so excited, and, like, I know you did mention the pop-up shops, and
yeah.
yes, I did so many of those in
So
20
many.
so many, and I
Mm,
even traveled to so many different states. I did some in Mass.
yeah.
I went to Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York,
Wow.
New Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah, New
Yep.
Jersey, and honestly, it was a really good experience. I was
Mm,
able to connect with other business owners,
mhm.
clients, and I love just connecting with even not just the clients, but also other vendors too, and just really get to know people. That's
Sure.
really the best part.
Sure.
Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and that's really important for me, networking. Networking is so important, knowing people in different departments, different places, because you
Mhm.
never know.
You don't never
And
know where those conversations are gonna take you, right?
exactly, right.
Yeah. I'm
And
just so impressed when I follow you closely on social media and just the amount of I'm just gonna call it volume of engagement that you're doing, not just through social media, but like you said, the pop-ups, the fashion shows, the work that you're doing to stay connected to your audience, stay connected to, like you said, your fellow entrepreneurs, your partners. You texted me the other day, you said, "Doors have been opening."
yes.
What kinda doors are we talking about?
So when I said that to you, I just felt like whatever I was manifesting was happening.
Uh-huh.
And I've always believed in manifesting stuff, but like once you actually do it, like
Yeah.
once you actually manifest something, but also put in the work too, I just feel like the doors slowly start opening by themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just great being able to see your hard work and, it's something that you're doing,
Mhm.
something that you're pushing forward. And I'm really excited.
I love it, I love it. Um, you have started modeling more, right? We talked about that. I mean, you were always a model for your own brand, but now you're doing more than just modeling for your own brand. Seems like you're taking it very seriously. It's not just a casual endeavor for you. What's it like being on the other side of that? You're the subject. What's the perspective it gives you as a founder of a brand?
Honestly, I just started modeling more just for fun.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Um, I literally did it just for fun because I loved it. Actually, so when I was 15, I used to do a little bit of modeling
Mhm.
too. Not for long. I kind of dropped it.
Mhm.
Um, but then I've done a couple photo shoots throughout the year. Nothing
Mhm.
serious, nothing
Right.
major. But then I definitely feel like the most photo shoots I've had were, like, late 2025 till now.
Yeah, you seem like you're really leaning in.
And
Yeah.
yes, and honestly, from my perspective, like, it's just so much fun. It's
Yeah.
just fun. It's just a vibe, especially when the photographer, like, if they're a nice, chill person, like, it's really all about the vibes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had this photo shoot the other day, a couple weeks ago, actually. It went on for, like, 3.5 hours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Just because, we were just vibing,
Yeah, I get it. I
and
get it.
it's literally honestly, like, it's so much fun, and it's really I love doing that, I love
Yeah.
doing what I do, and I
Yeah.
feel like, once you do what you love, It's the best.
One of the things I've noticed too is I remember when you and I talked 18 months ago, gosh, one of the things you were very protective about was authenticity, right? And being very authentic, non-photoshopped, right? Just leaning into the fact that all of us have beauty, all of us need to identify with that, feed off each other. It seems more and more you've really, like, continued that perspective, Claudia.
No, I think so. I think it's really important to really stay true to yourself
Mm,
and stay true to what you believe in, your faith, whatever it is. I think
mhm.
but staying true to yourself
Yeah.
is number 1 because, you gotta keep it real with yourself
Yeah,
at all
absolutely,
times,
absolutely.
or else the cost can be very high.
That too high, right? Absolutely too high, yeah. If you can't be real with yourself, then who can you be real with, right? So,
Right.
very true, very true. Um, a lot of times I find myself when I think of you or when we're interacting a little bit, I feel like I'm always like, "Wow, this person's working. She's working, she's working, she's working." What's a week like, what's a day or a week in the life of Claudia really like? I mean, are you doing 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week? It just seems like
Honestly,
a
like, it's
crazy discipline.
yes, and, and sometimes, like, it's definitely hard, like, I feel like I could be doing better.
Mhm.
I would never sit here and say, "Oh, like, I'm doing the most,"
Sure.
or, I feel like there's always improvement that could be made. Sometimes I do get lazy,
Mhm.
but basically on my weekly basis, like Monday through Friday, I'd be kinda slammed
Yeah.
between my day job to my day
Sure.
job, and then I'm also an equestrian, so
Right.
I am pretty much always at the barn as well. So,
And a
know
dog mom, which I know takes up a lot of
right,
time.
exactly. So, between my day job and then the horse and then coming home, the dog,
It's a
and then
lot.
it's like right, and then eat dinner, shower, and then it's like, "Okay, what is there something else I can catch up on?"
Right.
Anything that I have to do.
Yep.
So, and then, oh, and then the gym.
Right.
So,
Right. Gotta fit that
uh
in as well, gotta stay healthy, right?
right.
All that
So
good stuff. Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so Monday through Friday definitely slammed. But
It's funny
it's good, it's good.
Well, it's funny you say sometimes I feel lazy, and Claudia, honestly, I feel like your definition of lazy would be another person's definition of really busy, right? It just that's the way I feel about you, is that, when you say you're being lazy, you're doing like 5 things at once
Yeah.
versus someone else who says they're lazy, they're literally just laying on a couch. Like, I just don't see that about you.
I know it's just sometimes it's hard because I just
Yeah.
wanna be able to, like, do more. Okay, like, what can I do? I don't know, maybe I have a little bit of ADHD or something, but, I just feel
Yeah.
like, if I'm not being productive, if I'm not getting work done,
Yeah.
like, it's not a good feeling.
Yeah. I get there's the Claudia from September of 2024. And there's the Claudia of January 2026. Can you go if you went back to that Claudia of 2024, do you wanna give her a hug? Do you wanna shake her? Do you wanna tell her, something anything different, from 18 months ago?
Honestly, I would probably be happy and say congrats
Yeah.
because, no matter how life hard gets,
Mhm.
how wait, did I
How
say
hard
that?
life gets. Yeah.
Yeah, how hard life gets.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep going and keep pushing, and that's really what I've been doing too.
Mhm.
But I feel like, I tell people this all the time, like doing everything you gotta do, you gotta do is like hitting the gym because
Yeah.
at first you're not gonna see results.
Right.
But later on, so you're seeing results. That's why it's so important to just keep going in
Mhm.
whatever you're doing because at
Mhm.
some point it will pay off. You just gotta keep putting in the work
I
no matter what.
I really appreciate what you just said, Claudia, about how the if you were to run into yourself on the street from 18 months ago, you would congratulate yourself. I think that says a lot. Like, I really do. I think that says a lot that you really believe in yourself. And there are things that you didn't know how to say before, but you know how to say them now. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Um, Tell us about Babasita. Where is Babasita as a business, as part of your identity? What's going on there?
Yeah, so with Bebecita, there's actually a couple new stuff happening. So I've been actually liking starting to design my own products. It's actually
Wow.
I've actually found that to be also fun as
Mhm,
well. So right now I have this one in production. Well, I'm still waiting for a sample.
mhm.
I did have another manufacturer before, but that's a whole different story. But anyways, so I have this new manufacturer. So yes, it's a very long and complicated process, but I think it would all be worth it in the long run. And it's gonna be my first product that I've
I
designed
love it.
from, from my iPad to an actual production piece that I could be able to potentially sell. So yes, I'm really excited.
That's
And
great.
I also found a passion in drawing
Mm,
and designing.
mm,
So I love because you never know what you're gonna love. You
yeah,
might not be good at it first, but you just have to practice.
yeah,
And at first, it was kind of difficult. I used my iPad to design.
mm,
And at first it was kind of difficult, but you just gotta get the hang of it
yeah.
too. And I'm practicing watching YouTube videos and it literally helps so much.
You're
Like I
such a self-learner. You really are, like a self-teacher, a self-learner, I can see. Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah,
have to be, honestly,
yeah.
because I just feel like everything is on YouTube every
Right.
day now, so it's
Mhm.
like, imagine you trying to pay somebody to like
Yeah, no, I do
YouTube.com.
the same thing. I do the same thing. I had to put together, some furniture the other day. I went to YouTube and watched the
Yep,
guy put it together, and then I put it,
yep,
right,
right.
so I hear what you're saying. Um, I appreciate this so much, Claudia, because the last time, you and I spoke, you were carefully choosing and curating other people's products to sell under your brand. So to hear that you are now creating your own products to sell under your brand, that's pretty crazy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that is
Yes,
awesome.
and I'm really excited. I really found a passion for drawing and designing, and I'm just really excited once you draw something and actually see it in person. It's
Mhm.
definitely, it just feels like an accomplishment. It's like, wow, you did that. Like you had the idea, you drew it out, boom.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. You've always talked about your faith, Claudia, and, and the manifestation and the alignment. What prayers are being answered for you right now?
Honestly, part one of my manifestations I just kept telling myself was doors are opening for me.
Mhm.
Um, what else did I say? I was like, doors are opening for me. Opportunities come easy to me. And
Nice.
I kept saying that, like, opportunities come easy to me. And, obviously some other like personal stuff, which I'm not really gonna get into, but just any type, like, I would just say, like, so many things to myself, and I haven't done them in a while, which I should, but
Mhm.
I just like, those were literally, like, the 2 biggest ones, like, opportunities come to me endlessly, like, I would tell myself that, like,
I love
opportunities
that.
come to me endlessly, effortlessly, like, flawlessly, like, literally, I just kept on telling myself those things, like, multiple times a day, like, in the morning, at night, and yeah.
Where do your moments of inspiration arise, Claudia? I'm curious, do they arise when you're on your horse, when you're laying in bed at night, when you're modeling, when you're driving, like, or do they come at all different times?
Honestly, I would say they come at all different times. They
Yeah.
could be random too.
Mhm.
But I feel like if it's especially with the manifestation, that's something that you really want. So it's
Mm,
something that you are aware that you do want it to happen in the future. So it's like you're very aware. So you also know what to tell yourself as
mm,
well.
mm. You've always been very visible online, but you're definitely being more visible online now, right? Is there an emotional cost to that? I guess, Claudia, is what I would ask, because a lot of people, are trying to build their brand and they don't realize that there is an emotional cost of being online more or being seen more. Are you feeling that as well, or is it something that you think you can basically put your arms around and handle?
No, it is kind of hard to, especially when you have multiple stuff going on in your life.
Mm,
And sometimes, I don't want to say everything is out there,
yeah.
but, and like I don't post my personal life. I just
Right.
post. my work.
Your business. Yeah, your work.
Right,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
my work, whether if it's, like, personal modeling or just I mean, my Instagram is very personal, like, I
Mhm.
definitely use my Instagram more. Facebook is just I'll just, like, share a meme or something, you know? Um,
For the old people.
right, but yeah, also, also, like, on Facebook, I try not even to post, like, too many modeling pictures or anything like that because I
Sure.
just have so many people and especially, like, family members and stuff like that, and I'm just like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So I'll just like, all of my work,
Mhm.
especially too for my business,
Sure,
is also in my, on my Instagram,
sure.
and yeah, even for my business, I rather use Instagram too because
Sure.
Facebook is not as
Right.
attractive
It's
as
attractive. Yeah, no, I get it.
yeah.
I get it. When I think about, like, you have the brand, and I'm just say this with air quotes, right, Claudia? The brand that is Claudia, and then you have Bebecita, and I know sometimes it's gotta be hard to bounce back and forth between the 2, like, what are the things that you put on your personal Instagram? What are the things you put on your business Instagram? Sometimes you're doing both, right? You're almost cross promoting across both, so I think that must be sometimes I imagine sometimes that's just a little bit you gotta just be mindful of all of that, right?
Yeah, definitely. I try, like, if I can model any of my products or anything like that, I love collaborating on Instagram too with other people. I
Sure.
feel like
I know, yeah, you've done a lot more collabs recently. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
because it just brings everybody's audience and everybody's more literally like everybody's engaging with each other, you're visible to other people can see you, so you definitely are more aware.
Yep.
I feel like that's also one of the keys if you're trying to grow on social media to a lot of collaboration
Mm.
and just collaboration in general too. I
Sure.
think that a lot of people hate and stuff like that. But once you collaborate with people, that's really where you're able to see success.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to you when we were off air a minute ago about, talking to some of my students and, a lot of these students feel like they're on the edge of something, right? But they're scared, right? Or they just don't know where to start. When you were on the edge of something and you were scared and you didn't know where to start, what did you do?
To start. Because if you think about it, there's no perfect timing to start something. You're never gonna be 100% ready.
Right.
You're never gonna be 90% ready. You just have
Mhm.
to, kind of get up and do it,
Yeah.
like, especially, when I first not even when I started my business, like way before that, I would like brainstorm and see all the things that I love that I was very passionate about to see what my business could potentially be.
Mm.
Lingerie was not my number one choice, actually.
Interesting. Huh, that's so interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, lingerie was not my number one choice. I remember sitting down on my bed and writing things down.
Mm.
And back then, I didn't have a horse back then, but I've always had that passion for horses and stuff like
Sure.
that. So I write down, I'm like, "Oh, like breeding horses."
Mm.
I'm like, "Okay, that could be one option." I wasn't thinking too much. I was just trying to like
Just writing. Yeah,
brainstorm
just getting it down. Yeah. Yep.
and, just some other stuff. And then I was like, "Oh, lingerie, like that makes sense. Like I love it." I
Yeah.
remember
Passionate you're passionate about it. Yep.
right, I was like, "Oh, like, that's literally me." I remember, being, like, so young, basically spending my whole paycheck at Pink and stuff like that, literally, and so I was like, "Okay, like, that makes sense, da, da, da," and then I'm actually sitting down and thinking about it,
Yeah.
and obviously the horse idea was out the window.
Yeah.
Um
Little hard to break into horse breeding. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, I don't even have a horse, so it's like, how am I gonna make this happen? And that's also money too, so, a lot of money, so, yeah, so it all
Mm.
came down
Okay,
to
that's
the lingerie idea, and
yeah.
then boom, I just started learning. I
Wow.
didn't do anything, I just started to learn,
Yeah.
literally YouTube videos for months, like, literally YouTube videos, trying to learn. I was trying to see how other people did it, see how I can do that or make it better.
Well, and you
Yeah.
had to do everything. Like, I think sometimes even I forget that, Claudia, and I know we talked about this the last time we chatted, but you had to learn everything. Everything from, how to find suppliers, how to build an e-commerce website that you could sell things on and take payment and deposit money, how to do fulfillment. Like, those old videos of you, like, doing all the fulfillment and creating these beautiful packages and experiences for your clients before you send you had to learn how to do the whole spectrum.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I learned all of that through YouTube.
It's crazy. Yeah, it is.
I
Yeah,
learned all of that through YouTube, and I just wanted to see how other people,
yeah,
ran their business, what other people did, because the more you learn from different people, you can kinda catch what's
yeah,
the best thing, what to avoid, what to do, so I thought that that was just awesome.
that's
But
so
yet
cool.
again, you can do all the learning
Yeah,
and still not even be at you think you might be prepared, but
yeah,
you're
yeah,
actually once you're actually running your business, you're like, "Uh-oh,"
yeah,
like,
yeah.
um
I don't want you to give away any secrets right now, but you did mention how you were starting to do your own design and create your own looks and your own product. I also know enough about you to know that you're probably thinking about what's after Bebecita. The next thing, and maybe that's horse trading, I don't know. But do those thoughts come into your head? Are you already thinking about your next business?
Honestly, I have in the past,
Mhm,
but I've never really, like, done anything about it, but
mhm.
I've had the thought in the past, basically stuff for, like, dogs and
Ooh,
cats, because as you
again,
know,
thing
I
you're passionate about, another thing you're passionate about, yeah, yeah, yep,
So, I mean, that's what? I've actually thought about that a couple different times throughout my life these last couple years, but I've never really pursued that.
mhm.
I actually did open up an Instagram page for my dog, and
It's so cute, yeah.
um, I mean, I posted a couple things and then kind of,
Yeah,
I don't want to say gave up, but it's just
well,
like
but
it's
you
hard.
got other things to do, you know?
Right,
Yeah.
like it's hard trying to manage like your personal life, and then it's like, oh, you got a doggy Instagram account, you got to edit videos and stuff like that.
You gotta keep
But
that engagement up. Yeah, absolutely, yep.
yeah, so I mean, I haven't posted it in years,
Mhm.
I mean, who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe I can start posting again, but
Yeah, that's so cool.
yeah.
When I met you and we talked and we met in person and we interviewed, I said that when I looked in your eyes, we're both of Cuban descent. When I looked in your eyes, I saw this fierceness in you, right? Like, this is a fierce woman. I say now you're still pretty fierce, but I also feel like some more calm in you.
Mm,
Is that real? Is that am
yes.
I picking up on that vibe?
Yes. No, it's very real.
Yeah.
Something that I've learned is to calm down more.
Mm,
And I think that's so important because before I feel like I used to stress myself out.
yeah.
I used to hurt my own feelings
Mhm.
and and it's like nobody else was causing this but me.
Yeah.
And once I've learned to just like calm down,
Mhm.
I'm honestly I feel like I'm more of a softer version of myself too,
If
which is amazing.
yeah, but you're still a fierce girl.
Yes, thank you. Yes, but I just feel more calm now. And before, I would act of emotion a lot more.
Mm. Mhm.
And now to me, everything it's like, I'm just not gonna stress about it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is good
Mm.
or bad.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel that you've achieved that, right? That's who maybe more who you've become now from 18 months ago. Yeah, that's cool. You have, invited me into other parts of your community. You made connections for me to other women that I could interview, and I'll always thank you for that. Tell me about your community right now. Who's in your corner right now?
Honestly, the community is very small.
Hmm.
Um, very small. I would say because in my personal life, also I'm very low key. Like
Yeah,
this might not make sense, but I'm very low key.
I get it.
So where it's like, on social media, it's like, yeah, I'll be posting, but it's
Yeah,
like I don't really post what I'm doing. Like
yeah.
it's just like my work,
Your work. Yeah,
modeling,
it's not
stuff
your
like
life, it's
that.
your work. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
It's like that's just like one piece of my life.
right.
And
And the
wait,
folks that are supporting you are
yes,
a
barely.
small group of people, close group of people.
Yeah, I've learned too that you don't need a lot of friends
Mhm.
and and I love that, and I prefer that because I'd rather be around people that I know
Mhm.
that are gonna be a real friend, that are gonna, be honest with me, tell
Yeah.
me, like, if I'm messing up, they're gonna sit there and tell me and not just, "Oh," like, no. Like, you need people like, it's all about the value in people,
Sure.
and I'd rather have 1 or 2 that really
Mhm.
have that value versus having 10 people to hang out with every day, to just do nothing.
Do
Like
nothing, right. And I've
right.
seen the folks that are with you at your pop-ups and with you as part of the different, either modeling or, like, show I think I like the fashion show you did, and I can't imagine the amount of work that went into all of that,
Yeah.
right? And it was such a huge you were such a huge star of that, and your products was such a huge star of that, like, I must think that you need a couple of really close people to help work you through that, right?
Yes, but,
Yeah.
also too, all of this has actually made me even stronger too because
Mm.
even the pop-up shops was a big deal for me,
Sure.
because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my car, every time I do a pop-up shop, depends how big it is and depends how far it is. But usually I've been to, like, really big events, and that's
Sure.
something that I've learned too, pick your right event because you
Right.
might pay for an event $80, right, just
Mhm.
to be there,
To be
but
there just for a table, yeah, yeah,
right, and then you it's like make anything, you
right,
don't make anything. So I kinda noticed too that sometimes the more you pay to be at a pop-up shop, not always the case, but
right.
usually the more you pay, the more you can make because they invest that money in
Mhm.
marketing, whatever the case may be, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
My car would be packed, and, actually, the best thing has been this wagon I got, so so I don't have to
Rules of
take
the
that many
trade.
trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have to take multiple trips, just try to put everything in the wagon, and I did most of all of that by myself,
Wow, well, again, that
and
speaks to your conviction. Yeah, absolutely.
all of that had just made me proud of who I am today.
I love it, I love it. Claudia, this little girl that was 7 years old and left the island and came here, right? How do you think she'd feel about Claudia today?
Wow. I mean, she would just be so proud and, like,
Mm,
it's like, wow, like, we're doing it,
yeah,
Like, because a lot of people, especially coming from an immigrant family,
mhm,
your parents want you to come here, go to school, get a degree, get a
mhm,
good job,
mhm,
and, that's always what people want for
mhm.
you,
Yep,
and sometimes your route might be a little bit different, and that's okay. Everybody
sure,
has different passions, and, at some point, I do wanna be, like, a full-time entrepreneur,
mhm.
and I'm working towards that,
And you will be there. You will get there. Yep,
it's hard. That's why I said sometimes I feel like I'm lazy because 'cause I'm not doing enough, you know
yep,
what I'm saying? It's like sometimes I get home after, showering, eating, doing whatever I gotta do, and it's like, "Okay, like, what can I do now?" Like,
yeah.
and sometimes it's hard because it's like, "Damn, I'm tired."
"Damn, I'm
So,
tired, and I just
um
wanna go lie down," or
Right,
yeah, yeah,
right,
yep,
and, and it's like but that's also your worst enemy too, like, that's your comfort zone.
mhm,
Like, that's your comfort zone, and, your biggest enemy is that comfort zone because
sure.
it's not gonna let you level up to where you need to be.
I get that.
Um,
I get that. I get that. Wow. Claudia, you're so honest all the time, and, there's no place to hide, and I love that about you.
yeah.
And, this has been a real glow up, and, I really appreciate you taking the time, you're so busy, just to sit with me again here for 30 minutes and tell me about everything that's changed in the last 18 months. And folks, babasita.net, right? It's still the place they
Yeah.
wanna go? Absolutely, right? On Instagram, same, Babasita?
Yep, on Instagram, bebecita
Mhm.
dot shop.
Dot
Love
shop. Okay. It's so amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Claudia. Babysita.net, Babysita Shop on Instagram. Once again, Claudia, so happy that you could be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Richard, I had a blast.
Talk again soon.